Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we are in Kenosha, Wisconsin, getting ready for JLVC basketball action over the weekend here in Kenosha and then down to Romeoville to take on Lewis. And joining us is the women's head coach, Collin Lanam. And Collin, let's first talk about last weekend. And, a lot of positives came out of the two games last weekend for the Saints. Even though a couple losses on the records, a lot of positives came out of those two matchups.
Yeah, no question. It was different because it was a game of two different games with two different teams. It seemed like the first game we defended well, got the right shots we wanted, just didn't knock them down and lost a close one. Then Saturday, we played as well as we have offensively, got a lot of good looks. Our ball screen offense was very good, but then didn't defend as well as we needed to. Indy got a ton of points in the paint, and that's typically not our style. So it was kind of different because it was almost two different games for us. But on the bright side, our defense was great one game, our offense was better the next. So definitely some positives, and when we can put them both together, we'll be in great shape.
It seemed like at some points Indy was trying to speed the game up a little bit, but I thought our girls did a really nice job in controlling the tempo that you want them to play, despite Indy trying to speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of credit goes to the assistant coaches and knowing that we needed to cut down Indy's transition. They're either a blow it up the floor or slow down and walk into their sets, and we did a great job of taking away their transition offense. And so then we were prepared for what was going to come in their early offense. I thought we did a really good job defending their initial actions. It was the secondaries that hurt us. It was the drives. Their point guard was outstanding. She was Division I at one point for a reason. She's definitely talented enough and scored the ball very well.
Talk a little bit about Allie Ringering, and NCAA stats came out this week, and we know what kind of shooter she is. But for her to be nationally ranked, as a three-point shooter through the first set of NCAA rankings here, that's a big testament to the work that she puts in the offseason and what she's been able to do in the offense this year.
No question. Allie is somebody that's always been consistent. She's always been a high 40% three-point shooter. Now she's, over 50, which is great. I think she's definitely put in the time and she deserves a lot of credit. But at the same time, I think her teammates deserve a lot of the credit for it as well. One thing that we've really preached, throughout the year is just finding the opportunity to give up a good shot for a great shot. Allie's passed up a lot of other really good opportunities to try to help her teammates get better shots, and likewise her teammates have done the same thing. So I think, not only is she shooting the ball better, Steph Sherwood, she was right around 50% for a little while from three. Mary's come in and shot the ball well. Brooklyn has had some nights where she's shot it very well. So I think that's not only are those girls putting in the time, but I think that they're understanding where in the offense they can get those shots to where it's a higher percentage opportunity as opposed to just flinging up a three and hoping that it goes in. So, but don't let me take anything away from Allie. She's definitely earned everything that she gets, but I think, she would say just as well that her teammates have helped her get there.
And the big thing, too, is I think everybody's really settling into the offensive scheme. Totally different offense, but I think everybody's settling in and getting more and more comfortable as each game moves. And you've seen that, over the last 3 weeks.
And that was our plan from the start. We knew, we put in our initial base offense. We knew it was going to take time. It's kind of developed into what it is now. It's become one of those situations where when the players can quit thinking about what they have to do and read the defense, when they can play as opposed to having to think all the time, that's when they're going to be comfortable. That's when they're going to have their scoring opportunities. The other night when Steph, Allie, and Mary all scored well, it was one of the first times that we've had three substantial scorers playing together like that, and Alex Wolf and other people like that are doing filling their roles and still being productive on the same time. So, they're starting to get a little bit more comfortable, especially playing with each other as well, because this is a very new team.
This weekend we get Parkside tonight, who's, scuffling a little bit. They're coming off of a win, though. And then Lewis, and we all know, number one, how tough it is to play at the hangar, but also, they're another talented group down in Romeoville.
Yeah, Parkside's a team that you can never read them at face value. They did the same thing last year, struggled early, beat Drury at their place, and then went on and had a great tournament run. So, you can't ever write them off. Obviously, with Coach Jorg and Haley Maystead being up there, there's some connection between the two, so this game always is a little bit more important for a few of them. Same thing for our girls. They respect Jacob and everything that he's done at the program, and they always want to play well in front of him because a couple of these girls were recruited by him as well. So there's always that little bit, and everybody wants to get a win when they can. And these are games that are very important for both of our teams right now. Going to Lewis obviously is never easy. They're year in, year out, a great program. They've got a couple of kids that are conference first teamers, potential All-Americans depending on how the season goes. So we've got to come with our A game in terms of defending them, know what they're going to get into, but at the same time we've got to make sure that we execute on the offensive end.
No doubt. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Collin Lanam joins us here in Kenosha as we get ready for JLVC basketball. We'll have all the action for you on Saints Vision. It'll be an audio broadcast tonight and Saturday. You'll be able to follow all of that on our website, glvcsn.com/Maryville. And also you can follow us on Twitter at Maryville Saints. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week. And as always, go Saints.